you to get these monk hands, you know what I'm saying? What's up, good people? It's your Final Fantasy homie Jay, and today I want to talk about the new, the revamped, the restructured, the almost perfection. But we're gonna talk about why the conflicts I have with Crystalline Conflict and how amazing the PvP is finally in Final Fantasy XIV. It's only taken 10 years. But I'm going to say that this is hands down the best Final Fantasy PvP mode they have dropped. And looking at comments, Twitters, Reddits, my own friends and statics that's been playing Final Fantasy, I've never heard so many people talk so much good about Final Fantasy's PvP. Hey, I've never thought that Final Fantasy and PvP would be in the same sentence and we all be rejoicing. So if you haven't played, Crystaline Conflict is a 5v5 PvP brawl of about 5 to I think maybe 10 minutes max in a rank or casual game mode. The goal is to push your tower into their base, and they're going to try to push their tower into your base, and the person who pushes the tower into the other person's base is the winner. Very short and simple. And from there, it's just a whole bunch of mashing and praying to the RNG Jesus that you can get a pretty decent comp. But the amazing thing I think that makes this new PvP work is the short timers. The constant action, unlike Frontline, where action happens a dime and a dozen. There's this weird objective where you have to try to go collect bases, but then you also have to group back up to try to get crystals. And then you got this weird downtime where you're just riding around trying to find the next thing to do. And then half of your party is doing what they want. The other half is doing something different. A third of them is just sitting at spawn AFK waiting to get their XP. And nobody really kind of cares what happens. Crystalline Conflict kind of makes it where it's like everybody, I think these small maps puts a focus. Everybody has one focus, and that's to destroy the other team, push this tower into the base, push the crystal into the base, and get that victory. And it really just sets, this is the goal, this is what you need to do. And it really takes all that middle ground out the way. And it's so cool how much fun you can have. Because I've never been a fan of like the PvP bar, right? How everything's condensed into like these little buttons. Like your combo is one button. But the way they did it, where they allow classes to have combos within their systems, like within the simplified combo, there are still like OGCD combos. Like for Monk, for instance, you get to use six-sided star. You get to use six-sided star in your combo rotation to proc more damage for your limit break, which each class has their own limit break, by the way, which is a really cool twist to the game. And each limit break brings its own cool vibe to it. Like Samurai's limit break, I believe, is a counter. If you attack them while they're in limit break, it will instantly murder the first person near them. The Monks is pretty much a DPS buff. And then, other people have different kind of limit breaks that does different things. I haven't played a lot of other classes. I've only played a couple of PvP matches because my life has been a little bit busy, but I'm gonna say that for another day. If you follow me on my Discord, you know what's going on in my life. Big plans are happening, big things are coming, and I'm excited. But enough of all that. There is a couple of things that I would like to see better in the PvP. The game, the PvP is great. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see a team-based mode where you can play with friends. Maybe this is just my League of Legends side kicking in because, as a pro PvPer like myself, there's things I just like to see. And there's nothing better than playing PvP with friends and completely demolishing the other team or completely getting wiped by the other team, and then you and your friends are arguing with each other, and it just makes it a better experience. But I think, eventually kind of having some like solo queue, like that's already up, but also allowing a team-based PvP that has its own ranking system will be really cool. I know Yoshi P wanted to make sure that people didn't feel like they was getting demolished in rank, but I feel like if you have two different ranks that can help solve that problem. You have a solo rank and then you have a team-based rank. And the team-based rank is, you can have anywhere from 2 to 5 friends play in a team-based rank, but you go in knowing that that's what that is, and you have a team-based version that allows people who maybe don't want to play with other people or who don't have friends be able to enjoy playing PvP the way they like. The other thing I would like to see with Crystalline Conflict is some form of like structure, because from people that I've talked to, from the few games I played, from other people, like if you go against a group that has one tank and one healer and everybody else is DPS versus an all DPS group, it can get pretty one-sided pretty quick because you don't have a front line. Everybody's just dying. You got the healer back there doing what they want to do. I think being able to queue, and this may slow down the queue time, which right now is a very big benefit, that you can pretty much get into rank in about 10 to 15 seconds tops. But it probably will slow down the queue time just because I think having some kind of meta structure to the comps would give you a more balanced gameplay. Because, you know, like I said, if one team has a tank and a healer and the other team is just all 5 DPS, yes, you can heal yourself. You can heal yourself. You don't need a healer. I get that. But having a healer doesn't hurt because it just adds a little more healing to the fight, where instead of having to hit your healing button, the DPS can just focus on hitting their DPS buttons because they got a healer there. Or if they got a tank, then, you know, they got somebody who's a little more beefy who can just kind of eat the front line. And I think having some form of a matchmaking structure in that way at some point will really help balance out the game a lot. So some of those matches don't feel one-sided. There's nothing worse than going to a PvP match and feeling completely one-sided, like you came in knowing that you was gonna get defeated just based on the comp. Look, all my League of Legends or any other PvP Lost Ark homies, y'all understand that this is a fact. There's nothing worse than knowing you're gonna lose before you even start. And don't be spamming good game in chat. Don't do that. That ain't what this is about, okay? But overall, I'm really glad to see that PvP is being so successful in Final Fantasy, because it really shows that the devs have finally maybe have found the formula that can work, because we know that the history of PvP in Final Fantasy has not been a great one. It has been one of many trial and errors and struggles and issues. But it seems like this one is the first one that people are like, this is actually really good. Hey, I can actually do this for 5 minutes and have a good time. And I hope to see that continue to grow. Because I feel like whenever you talk to people who do, like, you know, people who wasn't into Final Fantasy as much, a lot of it was just like, oh yeah, I like PvP, and they don't have a sustainable PvP. And now we potentially do. And I'm excited. I'm planning to do a PvP stream because I want to try to climb the crystal, just because my inner competitiveness has no choice but to want to do that, because I feel like I'm a boss. No, I'm not a boss at all. I just do what I can to live, you know. So if you haven't tried the PvP, if you haven't messed with it, I say give it a try. It's 5 minutes of your time. You're gonna I strongly feel like you're gonna love it. I'm excited to see where this PvP goes. And I hope they keep adding to it. I hope it's not just a project. It was a one and done, and then they kind of let it die out like some of the other PvPs. Like the other PvPs were still there, but I just feel like they didn't get strong support for it. Like hopefully this one will, and I would love to see it grow. I can't wait. If you play PvP, hit me up, bro, because I want you to get these monk hands. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all in the next video.